fantasy show presented by UAP. This is Vikas Khurana, and today we have very special guest on a very interesting topic, which is financial independence for women. Let us welcome Swati Arora, who is a woman career growth coach who is on a mission to help millions of women achieve their professional goals and reach leadership positions. With 24 years of experience as a training professional, Swati has worked in large organizations, leading large teams, including her latest role as head of training at Tech Mahindra. Swati's passion for personal development led her to become an NLP practitioner, emotional intelligence coach, and an ICF certified life and career coach. She has completed multiple certification and courses to continuously upgrade her skills and knowledge. A lifelong learner by heart, Swati strongly believes in the power of manifestation. As a single mother based in Mumbai, Swati has overcome many challenges. She is a true inspiration for women who are facing similar situations and looking to make positive change in their lives. So, welcome, Swati ma'am, and please take us through your journey, and then we can start with the topic.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Vikas, for the warm welcome. I'm very happy to be here and, for this, particularly discussing about this topic because very close to my heart. Talking about my journey, I think you've already given a brief introduction. I have a 24 years career experience. I've been into corporate, particularly into training and development, learning and development for the last 24 years. Started pretty early in life. I think that's one of the things which has really kept me going despite various challenges, obstacles that has happened in my life, but still something which has really kept me unstoppable. Like what they say is something which is my work and my passion towards my work, and that is exactly why I took up. Now this particular niche, which is woman career growth coach, because I have seen so many women struggle in the corporate environment as well. They have not been able to go up to a particular position despite having so much knowledge, intent, and experience. So yeah, so that's why I am here to in my capacity to empower women, millions of women I would say, to actually grow up the ladder and make an impact in their life as well as their families lives. So that is what my journey is all about, because
Great journey. So, let us start with the topic. And exactly, ma'am, please just define what exactly is the financial freedom for women and why it is important.
so when I say financial freedom for women, because very interesting for everyone, this term is, it's a very self-explanatory term, but again, it's subjective for every person, right? Someone may say that they may have lots of money, but they are not still financially free because the decisions are not on them, right?
Correct.
It's a family decision or someone else is taking the decision. While someone may say that they have enough corpus with them, they are able to manage their finances, they are able to build and earn themselves and manage their finances. For them that could be financial freedom. For a housewife, a financial freedom could be something else. And I'm talking specifically for women here. So for a housewife, a homemaker, a financial freedom could be different definition. For a working woman it could be different. And in that category also, how, so basically for me what I say financial freedom is someone who has knowledge of their own finances, whether you're earning it, whether someone else is earning it, whether you're earning through passive income, whether it's an inherited amount that you've got, like family property or family inheritance, whatever. But if you're able to manage it well and stabilize the finance, because we have seen in our country, particularly in pandemic, I think it's really opened eyes for everyone that
Correct.
how if a person is not knowledgeable how to manage their finances well, they have really crashed. Households have crashed, companies have crashed, I would say countries have crashed, right? Economies
Correct.
have crashed. So the only thing definition for me financial freedom is someone who can manage their finances at all times, be it high or low in their life. And particularly why I say women have to be, it's important for women to have financial freedom is because there are multiple elements. One is that a woman of the house, if she is financially stable, if she knows what financial management is all about, I think that's what they say, a generation starts from a woman, right? So
Correct.
if you are able to be and know what financial freedom is, you are able to teach your generations to come as well. You're able to teach your children. And today we see a lot of people, a lot of children, they join, they grow up, they start their careers. After 10-15 years of working also, they don't know how to be financially stable because someone in their family has not really talked about it. We don't talk about finances, particularly parents. they don't talk about finances to their children, because they feel that, they are not, that's not the appropriate age or something like that. But if a
Correct.
woman is financially independent and stable and knows the value of financial management, be it a housewife, working woman, self-employed, whatever, I think the generations to come will be more financially advanced. They'll be able to be more in control with their finances. And secondly, obviously, for a woman, you need security, you need anyone, I would say, not only women, but I've seen particularly in households where, especially housewives, if they don't know how much the husband is earning, where the savings are, what are the investments that the husband has made or the family has made, suddenly if there's a demise or some exigency which happens, they are stuck. So despite the fact that the bread earner of the family has earned all his life and made a corpus for them and made them financially secure, but still, if the woman does not know about the details, they are not able to enjoy the merits of all that hard work that the person has done. So it's very important for a woman to be financially secure for security reasons, as well as for the, I think, the upliftment of the entire society, because you're going to teach the generations to come. So for me, that's what I would say.
Correct. So I'm coming on my next question. What are the ways in which women can achieve financial freedom?
What are some of the ways? I think there are many ways. I'll talk about some key
Starting,
examples here. So first is, I always say awareness and education first. In our country, not only in our country, across the globe also, now people have started to, we don't have, in our education institutes, in our schools and colleges, they don't teach us how to manage finance. What is
correct,
finance education all about? It's not a prevalent culture, right? It's only left by experience. People go out there, it's like you swim, and then if you are drowning, you kind of come out and you jump out, and or maybe some lifeguard comes and saves you, you'll come to know. So but it's very important, education is very important. So I think for women, first and foremost, if you want to be financially independent or have financial stability, you need to educate yourself. What are the ways in which you earn money, and what are the ways in which you save and invest your money? That's very important. So getting yourself educated, and on career. Second is, I would say, budgeting also, not only in earning the money, or not only in procuring something, but also budgeting, which means how, if I earn say 100 rupee a day or whatever, if I earn say from 100 rupee to $100,000, whatever it may be, if I earn X amount, how much goes into saving, how much goes into investment for my portfolio, if you're building a business, how much goes into the expenses, how much should be the expenses. And there has a, and it's a very interesting theory. I recently attended an event called MMI, Millennial Mind Intensive, by T. Havekar. He's an international trainer. And very interestingly, they say there's a threshold for everything. Your expenses, if they go beyond a particular limit, your finances are shaky. Your investments, if they go beyond a particular limit or they're less than a particular limit, your future is not stable. If you're not investing in your education, then your upgrading is a problem. So every aspect of life, if you are able to learn to budget and save right from the very first day when you start earning, I think that's very important. So that is also one of the ways you can start to be financially free. The next is, I would say, for women particularly, they have to, and this is for working women, I would say, uh, we are in a country where women are particularly very, our conditioning is such that you're not supposed to be vocal, you're not supposed to fight for your rights. Now things are changing slowly, gradually, but still a long way to go. We've always been asked to be submissive and under the carpet, and we are, we would love to appreciate people and fight for others, but for us, we don't fight. So where I'm
correct,
coming from is, when it comes to working women, they don't stand up to their own worth, right? Which means that when it comes to asking for a salary raise, or asking for a market correction, or asking for a hike in or a promotion, and it's statistically proven, because as per Forbes magazine as well, men are far more outspoken and out. They're out there abruptly. They can talk about, even if they know that they deserve X, they would still go up and ask for X plus two from their bosses.
correct,
But women, when they know that they are deserving X, they will still not be able to stand up and ask that. And that's a very, very predominant culture which is here. So that is also one way to be financially free, because you're not getting, if you're not getting paid for what you are investing in, your energy, your time, your effort in your at your work, what will happen is you'll always be underpaid. And if you're underpaid, obviously you'll not be able to save much, so it's a ripple effect. So it's very important to these three things I would say. First is education and awareness for yourself, budgeting, and starting to save right from the very first day when you earn. And also, starting learning to negotiate for yourself, learning to know your worth, stand up for yourself, and I would not say shamelessly, but yeah, assertively talk about this
Correct.
is what I expect and this is what I need to get. Simple. So I think
Correct.
these three things are very elementary when it when ways of looking towards financial freedom for women.
Right. So there is something about our education system जिसमें कि nobody talks about finances.
Hmm.
And even if men learns that, men is that is also through the process कि जैसे आपने बताया कि स्विमिंग पूल में फेंक दिया,
हाँ.
now swim, इधर
Correct.
आप डूब जाओ या फिर स्विम करो, तो ऐसे ही
Correct.
चलता है. मैम स्टार्टिंग विद दिस कि अगर जैसे कोई हाउसवाइफ है, एंड हाउ
Hmm.
शुड दे स्टार्ट कि बिकॉज एक हाउसवाइफ के लिए जैसे यू सेड कि एटलीस्ट जो वर्किंग वुमेन है दे स्टिल हैव दैट नॉलेज,
Hmm. Hmm.
बट एक हाउसवाइफ हाउ शुड शी स्टार्ट टू बी ऑन प्रोसेस ऑफ दिस फाइनेंशियल इंडिपेंडेंस.
तो हाउसवाइफ के लिए भी बहुत आई मीन बहुत सारी चीजें हैं यू कैन डू. हम अगेन एक उसमें डाल देते हैं, एक ब्रैकेट में डाल देते हैं, हाउसवाइफ है सो शी हैज टू बी ओनली इन द किचन और ओनली डूइंग स्टफ. इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट. आई हैव सीन सो मेनी पीपल, आई हैव empowered so many women, even housewives, to go out there and start making their own living, because at some point in time, ये अगेन जैसे मैंने कहा, सिक्योरिटी तो है ही है, बट अगेन इट्स ऑल्सो अबाउट सेल्फ एस्टीम. एक पॉइंट लाइफ में आ जाता है जब आपको लगता है कि आप क्या ही कर रहे हो, व्हाट इज द पर्पस ऑफ योर लाइफ. यू आर जस्ट सिटिंग एंड टेकिंग केयर ऑफ द फैमिली, ऑफ योर इन लॉज, ऑफ योर हस्बैंड, ऑफ योर चिल्ड्रन. व्हाट, वेयर आर यू, व्हाट इज योर वाई इन द लाइफ. सो हर किसी हाउसवाइफ के लाइफ में ये पॉइंट आता ही है. आई हैव सीन दैट अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम. So I would say start from before only. The first thing is again educating yourself, getting aware of what are the ways of the money that you get also. For example, if you're inheriting some money, or if you're there are a lot of housewives who take money from the husband for the house chores and things like that. In that, how can you budget and save and make an investment out of it? So again, investment ke bare mein janna, to get yourself learned on. There are so many investment instruments available these days, from SIPs to trading to stock market to I mean, even I would say these NSCs etc are there. So a lot of things are available. You need to first understand, learn about these things. And today we are in a world, it's not difficult to learn about anything. If you really
Correct.
know the channel, you can attend webinars, you can attend YouTube tutorials, you can go to some these Udemy and Coursera sites, and you can learn quickly a lot of things about, if you want to be financially independent, how to save. So first is, for a housewife, I would say, whatever money, if you don't want to go out there and earn, no problem, but whatever money you're getting also as a part of
Correct.
your managing your house chores, you're the house finance manager. So उसमें से भी आपको कैसे budget करके save करना है for rainy days, that you need to learn. I would say it's very important for everyone, right? That's the first thing, that learning to invest and where to invest, what instrument, etc. And second is, even if you want to start, for example, if someone wants to start out, nowadays pandemic thankfully has taught us, has given us a wide range of businesses that you can start from the comfort of your home, right?
Yes.
I
Correct.
mean, in pandemic, I can tell you that, being a woman growth coach, I have helped so many women to start up their business from the comfort of their home, not even without stepping out of the house. There are so many businesses. There's e-commerce business, there is teaching. One of the biggest
Correct.
profession which is going up these days is teaching and coaching people. If you're really interested in that, there is content writing, blogging, there is affiliate marketing, there are M&M marketings. There are hazard things that you can do if you really want
Correct.
to sit at your home also. If you see, there are certain restrictions we all have, family restrictions, or even if the children are young, they've taken a
Correct.
sabbatical. But it's about the intent. तो आज के डेट में मैं ये कहूंगी कि where there is a will there is a way, or actually there are so many ways. You just have to go out there and grab it. So if you have, these days, we say you need to have this, which is a smartphone. You need to have a mobile, a laptop or a computer, and
Correct.
you can get started from wherever you want. You just don't need to think about anything. Look for a mentor, look for a coach, hire a person, get started, and you can start earning small stuff, whatever. I have seen, because, and I'm not saying that, I'm not harping about it, but I've seen women, not very well educated, not very well known about the craft, not known, absolutely not ventured out in corporate, but still they started from their home, and in the pandemic last 2 years only, they are now starting to earn 1.5 lakhs, more than that, per month, from the comfort of their home. This is the clan, the community that I have built of women, right? And I'm sure
Correct.
there are many more in the world outside. There are many success stories. So it is as simple as that, and this requires zero investment. Gone are the days when people used to say, if you want to start a business, you will need this much money, 10 लाख डालो तो एक जगह लेंगे और ये करेंगे वो करेंगे. यहाँ
Correct.
पर ऑनलाइन स्पेस में we all know you don't need anything. You just need skill set, and you need to have the determination to get started. Simple.
True.
So for women, I would say, for housewives, if you want to build something up slowly, gradually, find out your liking. What is your interesting, what interests you, whether it's craft. A lot of women, a lot of my friends have gotten into painting, and
Correct.
glass
That's
painting, caricatures, all of that, and they make it in the house, and they put it on social media as an exhibition, and they're selling big
yes.
time, and they made marketplaces out of it now. So so small things, whatever your interest area is, and this is the right time, if you're interested in, if your hobbies are into art, or maybe talking, maybe teaching, maybe blogging, maybe whatever, maybe e-commerce, maybe just affiliate marketing, maybe insurance, whatever it is, just look at how you can get started from the comfort of your home. Get a laptop for yourself, or use your child's laptop, and just get started, and trust me, within, and you have to be consistent, obviously. You will see that
Correct.
within less than 1.5 years, you will start to earn a considerable amount of money, and that gives so much more confidence in the woman. You will see a stark difference in the way she talks, in the body language, in the communication itself. Like, you really get very inspired with such women when they come out from nothing, and they make such a big deal of themselves. So I think, yeah, these two things I would
Correct.
say is very important, because
Yeah. So I believe that on this pandemic has totally changed the online market. So if you are consistent enough, I myself have seen many success stories within
yeah.
last 3 years. So that happens. So yes. So ma'am, coming on my next question, what are some of the mistakes which working women do which hamper their financial freedom?
Which working women do mistakes. Okay.
There are
uh
many, but yes,
there are
we can
many.
point out some so that we can improve on that.
Absolutely. There are many actually. I mean, we all learn from our mistakes. One of the mistakes that I would share from my story, which I used to do, and I don't have any shame in admitting that right now, is, for the longest time, I I was earning, like I said, I was earning from what age, 16, 17, and even after marriage, I continued to work, and thankfully that was one savior for me. But when you give your finances, you earn, you're earning and everything, but when you give your finances in the hand of your spouse or someone else, it's like you're giving the remote control of your finance management to someone else. um,
Correct.
because we feel, and we, again, like I said, we've been brought up in that situation that you're not good decision makers. ठीक है, आप जाओ कमा के वापस लेके आओ घर पे, and let the decisions be made by the head of the family. you know like, when I was before my marriage, I used to come home and I used to give my salary to my dad. And after my marriage, I used to come home and my salary was managed by my husband. So for a long time, for the longest time, I never knew what is budgeting. Like, I just spoke about budgeting and investing and saving for, for future, for rainy days. So while I was earning all the time, I was growing up the ladder, and I knew that these are the expenses of the house, but I did not know how to budget, how to work on my own finances, how to save my for myself, for my rainy days. That's very important. So I would say the first mistake that working women do is, when you're earning, when you are worthy enough to go out there in the industry and earn, be worthy enough to also take charge of your finances. Okay, so
Correct.
how I would equitably, and I'm not being a feminist here. I'm not saying that the woman spends for herself and the man spends for the house. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I've seen partners, and that's what financial planning, when we do with the partners together, we teach them on how your finances can be combined as a household finance. And then out of that, how do you budget into, these are our expenses, these are going to be our savings, these are going to be for our education, these are going to be for our long term plans, like, I want to build a house, I want to go travel the world. So as a family, then you come together and you do your partnership in your, as you're partnering in your procuring income for yourself, for your family. Similarly, you partner to also go out there and budget and save and invest, and together as a family you do that. That ways the decision making capability for women will be far more better, stronger, and she will be in control. So you're like in association with, in the partnership with that. That's the first mistake that women do. Second mistake that working women do, like I said, is not negotiating for their own self at workplace. So
Correct.
again, I don't want to harp too much about it, but I've seen that a lot in working women particularly. And that is one of the reasons why, if you see financially statistics also, women get less appraisals or less job raises or hikes as compared to men counterparts of their same level. Even the gender pay gap, we never talk about it. In organizations, I have been fortunate that I've spoken out loud about it, and I always made sure that I know when I enter an organization, I look at the market, what the market is paying for this particular designation, for this role, for this work, etc. And then accordingly, I project myself. But not too many women do that. So what happens is there's a gender pay gap. At the same level, at the same designation, at the same company, you will see minimum 6 to 7 lakhs gap between a male counterpart and a female counterpart. Why is that
Correct.
so? Why are we not talking about it? So negotiating your worth will only reduce the gender pay gap. We can't just, as a country, we are facing this huge discrimination. But I would say, if all women stand up and say, no one person can make the change. If Modi ji tomorrow says all women should be paid at power, it will not happen, because the companies have to buy in, right? They have to be
Correct.
convinced. The corporate culture has to accept this phenomena. So the only way to change that is by women being more vocal, more proactive, more understanding about what their market worth is, and then demanding for that. I'm not saying satyagraha kar lo ya kuch, but
Correct.
being aware and talking about it. That's very very important. So these are two major mistakes that women do, when working women do, with respect to not managing their finances. And obviously, there are many more mistakes, but I think investing also, a lot of women don't do. uh, they don't know about, especially women I've seen, not too many women are into stock marketing or into trading or into mutual funds. They go by the conservative investing methods. Like, for longest
Exactly.
time, our ancestors have told us the best way to invest is post office, yeah, FD. So that
FD.
safely they'll go and invest there. But now we all know that what are the FD rates, what is FD interest giving us? Peanuts, not even peanuts. And inflation, if you see the country's inflation rate is what, 9%, 10% every year, and FD is not even giving me 5%. So why am
Correct.
I, it's not even worthwhile that investment. Rather, I would keep it in the saving account, because it's probably the same amount that I get. So women to be more aware of what are the instruments which are available in investments. Again, I would say, learn from my own mistake. I was not aware, but when I started to learn, I started to work with people. I started to understand what mutual fund is all about. I started to learn what insurances are all about. So when you get yourself out in that arena, in that world of investments, and what are the instruments available, then you can equitably say, okay, I want to invest half my money into a equity market where I get 15-20% return. Half my money I'll go conservative. I'll go, put it to some debt funds or something where it's more secure. So that ways you need to be more. And working women, you are already doing a great job, right? You are already spending your mind and intelligence into working and doing your work at in a great way. So might as well, this is also the need of the hour, that what you're earning is very important to save it as well in the proper way, so that you get your good value for your money.
Yes.
So yeah.
So, ma'am, is there any thumb rule, like how much we should save and how much we should invest? Like you have already covered the investment topic that previously what used to happen is that we used to either save in fixed deposit or post office saving. So अगर कोई start करना चाहता है अपने आप ही मतलब
Hmm.
one thing you said कि you can learn on YouTube. There are various numerous
Yeah.
YouTube channels which can provide you help on that. But अगर किसी को basic से start करना है तो what are the investment options for working women?
सो अगर बेसिक से स्टार्ट करना है तो पहले तो थंब रूल की बात करती हूँ. यू आस्क्ड मी अ
Hmm.
क्वेश्चन ऑन थंब रूल ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट. आई हैव बीन इन इंश्योरेंस स्पेस फॉर गुड 10-12 years नाउ, और हमें इंश्योरेंस में ये सिखाया था ऑन ऑन इन्वेस्टमेंट का थंब रूल क्या होता है. एंड आई थिंक इन माय recent encounters also I have really gotten the stamp on this particular structure, that whatever you're earning, not more than 40 to 50%, I would say 50 to 55% should not be your expenses. And expenses will be everything put together: your EMIs, your bills, your utility bills, your credit card bills, your education, your child education fees, your rentals, your car parking, whatever, all of that put together, your expenses for a particular month. If you're earning 100 rupees, let me give you an example. If
Hmm.
you're earning 100 rupee, not more than 55 rupees should be your expenses. If your 55 is a maximum threshold, I would say the moment you are going way beyond 50 also, you have to start to get worried. Why I'm saying that is because, working professionals, credit card, one instrument which spoils us is credit card. हम काम करना बाद में शुरू करते थे, क्रेडिट कार्ड पहले ले लेते हैं, राइट? सो व्हाट हैपेंस इज, ठीक है, वी नीड टू हैव अ गुड लाइफस्टाइल, lavish lifestyle. You don't want to, you don't want to be holding yourself back. You want all the luxuries, fine, but I have seen people pay credit card bills. 80% of their salary goes into credit card bills. Now, what is that poor guy or girl going to save for her own self, for her family, for her rainy days? So, chodi do. What is that they are
Hmm.
going to save for themselves at that point in time? So, very important. Your total expenditure expenses should not be more than 55% of your income. Then I would say 10% is what you save for your long term, like really long term. For example, I want to save for my retirement or for my child education, or I want to build up a house after the age of 50, penthouse or whatever. So 10% goes into a separate corpus, separate account, maybe FD, maybe mutual fund, whatever it is. But 10% of my salary goes into that, and that should be the first thing that you do. Not like bacha hua paisa dal diya. No, it's like
Correct.
first of the month when you receive the salary, 10% goes into long term saving. 10% goes into short term saving. Like for example, after 1 year I want to plan a trip with my family or something like that, so 10% goes into that, which is like a, for my, I would say, for my luxury budget, because
Right.
sometimes we earn so much, we also want to be pampered, right? We also want to be enjoying our life, and then we are not able to save. So what we do is we said, okay, 2 साल हो गए कहीं बाहर नहीं गए, 4 साल हो गए कहीं trip नहीं किया, so we feel we also want that, right? You have to live your life as well. So 10% for your short term luxury budget, I would say. And then 10%, if possible, and this is the need of the hour, I've learned it recently, 10% for your education. Now, education, why I say, is not like you go back to school, not like that, but 10% education, which means, again, if you're learning about investments, or if you're learning about career options, if you're learning about upgrading your own skills, if you're learning about some new business that you want to start, where will you get the money from? You can't put that in expenses. That is your investment in
Understood.
yourself, in your education. So that is 10% for your education. And when you, trust me, when you become mindful of spending on your education, that is the biggest investment, I would say. I have learned that when you invest in your own self, you become so much more confident that you can go out in
Correct.
the world, whether you're in a corporate professional or you're a self-employed person, you can demand that money from the person, because you have invested that much money in your own education. So 10% on education, and 5% I like to call it charity, because again, it can be in any form. I don't want to compel that to people, but yeah, I my mentor has taught me that 5% of your salary, whatever you earn, salary, business income, whatever, should go into charity, because ultimately what you give, how much you give, you get 10 times of what you give, right? You
Right.
get back 10 times. So if you can do 5% of charity in whatever way, in some NGO, or if you're funding for some child education, or whatever your inclination is, If you can do that, nothing like it. Otherwise, that 5% is not a mandate, but these three elements are very important: 55% expenses, 10% long term saving, 10% short term saving, and 10% on your education, on your self education. That is very, very important. Yeah. So, because I hope
Okay.
that answered your question
Yes,
on.
yes.
Yes.
So coming on, my next question is that if now that they are planning for their finances, then how should they plan for their retirement?
For their retirement. Okay.
So because
Now,
that's the even when we as a man I'm managing my funds, I have to look after my retirement also
correct.
and
Correct.
family. So that is also important. How to build up a corpus if
Hmm.
I have to think about my child's marriage or maybe
Hmm.
education,
Hmm.
their education. So we have to build up a corpus also and retirement. These are the two basic questions whenever
Hmm.
we are planning finances.
Correct, correct. So initially, in government, when people were working in government jobs, retirement planning was not such a big thing because they had something called pension by default and
Right.
retirement fund by default. But nowadays, we are all working in corporate professions, in multinational companies or in private companies, so we don't have that luxury of pension fund coming to us, like a big amount coming to us. We have to plan ourselves. So
Right.
the first thing that I would say, I have done for myself is a long-term mutual fund, an SIP. I have done. Okay, so and I've told recommended everyone. So when you do SIPs, also you have these mutual fund managers. They will help you identify how much is your worth right now. How much is they? So they calculate. How much would you need, keeping inflation in mind. So today inflation percentage is 10% or 9%. After 10 years, if you retire, after 20 years, if you retire, आज का 10 lakh will not be that much value at that time, right? So they will
Right.
calculate that if today your house expenses is 1 lakh rupees per month, what is going to be your house expenditure after 10 years, after 20 years? So they will help you identify that, and accordingly they will help you design an SIP is systematic investment plan, which is like every month from automatically it will go from your account, an auto debit system. So don't have to worry, just make the plan today with your mutual fund manager. Get hold of a good mutual fund manager, tell him this is what my requirement is. After 20 years I need 1 crore as a corpus, or I need whatever 2 crores, whatever your
Right.
budget is, you're looking at. And then he will work backwards and he will say ठीक है मैम, आपको आज से 5,000 per month spend सेव करना है, या आपको आज से 10,000 सेव करना है, whatever as per your that end goal that you have, they will guide you. And that 5,000, 10,000, whatever you are planning, you don't have to pay every month like a chit fund or something. It will automatically go from your account. So make an ECS. That's very important. That's why they call it SIP, because if you say that I will pay every month like a bill or something, you will not. Human psychology, 1 month you will have some finances going up and down, you will not pay. You'll say nahi, is bar rehne dete hain, because future planning is future, na, it's not today. So that is one. SIP is a must for retirement, I would say. Have one SIP fund only for your retirement. That is one. Second is, um and this is a very new phenomena for me also, is build on passive income, right? Now our ancestors used to say, because again they were used to pension coming in and all, they used to feel that 60 के एज में रिटायर हो गए या 50 की 5 के एज में रिटायर हो गए, पेंशन आता रहेगा, बैठ के खाएंगे. But these days there's something called passive income, which is passive income is you're not working actively, but still the money is coming in your account. You've done something where the money will come automatically in your account after a certain time. And that could be so many ways. I mean, you can do a research of different ways of passive income. There are people who teach more than 30, 35 ways of passive income for a person, and you can start parallelly along with your work. I am a strong promoter of this. Today again, pandemic, I'm going back to pandemic has taught us that every household should have multiple sources of income.
Right.
You cannot rely on your job. Tomorrow, if you're Abhi, recently there was a wave of layoffs which is happening, right? TCS removed so many people. Infosys, the big shot companies, tech companies have removed so many thousands of tech guys. What will they do if that is the only source of income? And you have EMIs, you have child education, you have parents taking care, you're taking care of. Suddenly, if your income is zero, where will you go? People die out of heart attacks. People, I mean, at very young age, depression, all of that. So the only way to manage all this is start building on your passive income right from the very early age of your life. So that could be, again, I can give you some examples, because but there are many. Okay, so if you get into some kind of a insurance stream. For example, if you become an insurance advisor, I'm not saying that go and become an insurance advisor, but if you get into something like an insurance agency, what happened, that's a very nice recurring income, and that's a very nice passive source of income. So
Correct.
you will have customers today, you will procure customers today for next 10 years, but till the time they pay you, till the time they pay the renewal amount, you're getting the income in your account, right? That is one source. The other source is if you have some instruments. For example, property is a very nice instrument to build. You can,
Right.
if you have that much corpus, or if you want to invest some part of it, take a property, put it on rent. Rental income is one of the biggest sources of passive income. And again, it's a myth that only rich people can have multiple properties. I will give you an example. I was staying in a rented accommodation till about last year. Recently bought my house last year, and I was staying in a house which was, the landlord was a old retired railway superintendent, not even superintendent, the person who was on the on the
Correct.
railway. So I mean, what I'm trying to say is very at a very clerical level in railways. Okay, which means that obviously, as per our understanding of rich, he doesn't fall into that category. He was a middle income group person. But I was surprised when I came to know that that man had, in that same building, in that same society, he had five apartments. Five.
Wow.
And every apartment would be close to 2.5 crores worth.
Wow.
Okay, so he's sitting on a landmine right now, I mean on a gold mine right now.
Mhm.
And his only passive income is rented out all four apartments. One apartment he's sitting in and his family is staying, and he's getting rental income, so much rental income every month was 2.53 lakhs only from rental income. And he's having a lavish life. So that
Wow.
is one of the things that you can do if you have, again, saving, investing, proper financial management. People can do that. You can invest in property and put it on rent. These days Airbnb is also a very good option. You have
Correct.
these online options. Then you can also have participate in affiliate marketing. There are there are a lot of these companies which offer affiliate marketing options, wherein what is affiliate marketing in layman terms is, I don't have a product to sell. Okay. People say, what will I sell, what will I go out and sell, what will I do e-commerce on? I don't have to build any product, I don't have to start any clothing brand or something. I am just going to be a marketer who is going to pick up 10 different products from different companies, and I'm going to do the affiliate marketing for that. And every time someone buys through my code, I get a percentage of that in my account. And
Correct.
it's like a recurring income. Okay, because every time, and that, I don't know if people can resonate, like in earlier times they used to have this Amway selling.
Yes.
Amway was a very famous product, and people used to get shy away with it because they thought it's not a good thing to do, or it's bogus marketing and stuff. But today affiliate marketing is world's, not only India's, world's top most earning source of income for passive income generation. So I was reading this book called Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki.
Yes.
What he says is, if your money is able to multiply while you're sleeping, that is the
Correct.
best way of management of money. अगर हमारा पैसा जब हम सो रहे हैं वो पैसा मल्टीप्लाई हो रहा है, और वो बैंक
Mhm.
अकाउंट में जाके नहीं होगा मल्टीप्लाई, वो ऐसे ही होगा मल्टीप्लाई. सो इफ यू
Through
हैव
properties, affiliate marketing. Right.
correct, like online courses. If you're
Mhm.
making, if you're writing books, if you're a good writer, you can write books, blog writing,
Mhm.
YouTubing. All of this are multiple sources of passive income generation. But yeah, I mean, the only thing is, again, like I said, latch on to one thing. Don't start everything together. Latch on
Yes.
to one thing which you find is easy for you, for a housewife particularly, or even working women. What do you think that you can do apart from your other chores of house and office, and latch on to that, learn about it, get the knowledge, understand from people kaise kar rahe hain, someone who has become successful already, understand from that person, and then start off. So
Yeah.
that is the best way to start your passive income generation.
Right. Like most of the YouTube influencer are making money through affiliate marketing only, and online
Absolutely.
education इतना different हो गया because of this pandemic that if you are good at teaching, you can just make one course and आपको बार-बार class लेने की जरूरत भी नहीं है. You can just sell that course. There are
Exactly.
many people who are making a lot of money through that also.
Exactly.
So coming on to my last question, क्योंकि इसमें जैसे आपने बताया कि वुमेन के लिए financial freedom is mandatory, मतलब जरूरी है. So how do they बैलेंस बिटवीन देयर करियर फैमिली एंड, क्योंकि वुमेन के लिए नॉर्मली माना जाता है कि फैमिली को मेंटेन करना, करियर, एवरीथिंग को बैलेंस कैसे करें।
Hmm.
क्योंकि अगर आप लॉन्ग टर्म जैसे आप नॉर्मल उसमें देखेंगे तो मैन के ऊपर इतना वो नहीं माना जाता कि घर को संभालो,
Hmm.
कि बस आप बाहर जाके पैसा कमाओ। बट वुमेन के लिए इट इज इंपॉर्टेंट कि वो पैसा भी कमा रहे हैं, तो उनके लिए एक सेल्फ ही वो आ जाती है कि फैमिली को भी मैनेज करना है।
Hmm.
तो हाउ डू दे बैलेंस दैट थिंग?
Very interesting question, and I was hoping that we get this question because इतना हमने बता दिया ये करो वो करो, ऑडियंस के सुनने के दिमाग सुनने पर वही आएगा कि बोल तो आपने बता तो दिया, लेकिन कैसे करे, प्रैक्टिकलिटी क्या है। सो मैं आपको अगेन विकास मैं अपना ही लाइफ का एग्जांपल दूंगी बिकॉज for me, like I said, like you already introduced me, I am working full time. Okay, I'm working full time in a company, like as an L&D head in Tech Mahindra. I am working. I have my own business. I have three businesses. I have an insurance business. I have my coaching and training business, and I have my content writing team. My business there. So I have three businesses. I have a family to take care of. I have two children, and I have my social life also, which I don't compromise because वो मेरे mental health के लिए बहुत जरूरी है, right? To go around, hang out with friends and family and all. How do I manage all of that? A lot of times people ask me the same question: how do I manage all of this together? And in the same 24 hours, we all have the same 24 hours. For me, the biggest thing I would say is learning to manage your time, prioritizing what is important, what is urgent, and eliminating what is not worth your time. तो अगर मैं सो वन ऑफ द थिंग्स दैट आई डू इज, ये मेरा हैबिट रहा है, एवरी मॉर्निंग फर्स्ट थिंग दैट आई डू इज, एंड आई कीप सेइंग दैट इन माय सेशंस आल्सो, टू डू लिस्ट मेरे लिए बहुत जरूरी है। सो आई डोंट बिलीव इन दिस। ओके, हम लोग क्या करते हैं, सब लोग को दिमाग में रखना है, हाँ हाँ दिमाग में याद है मुझे क्या करना है, नहीं। Because if you want to be efficient, you have to be efficient on paper and you have to see that result. So for me, I make my to-do list first thing in the morning. I plan my calendar way in advance. 1 week in advance, I have my calendar ready for the entire week. So it's a very methodical way of planning and prioritizing your time, because if you don't prioritize your time, you are not in charge of your time, someone else will take your time, and your टाइम इज योर लाइफ। आप बाकी कुछ भी वापस पा सकते हो, आप मनी कमा सकते हो, आप पैसा कमा सकते हो, आप चीजें ला सकते हो, दीज आर ऑल, बट टाइम इज प्राइसलेस। नो, वंस गॉन यू कांट गेट इट बैक। I can't go back to my 20s and say I'll start again. I can't, right? So that is what I've learned, is that if you have to manage your time, you have to learn to plan everything. And when you start planning, prioritizing, scheduling your time, putting a timetable for yourself, and this is irrespective whether a working woman, whether a housewife. I have taught people, even housewives, I've taught them how do you manage your time, especially pandemic when people, all of us were working from home, and rightly said by you, because a man sitting at home and working will not be disturbed by children or family and everything कि खाना बना दो,
Correct.
ये दे दो, वो दे दो, मुझे ये
Hmm.
सामान लाना है। But a woman, 10 times someone will come and say भाभी ये क्या बना दे, बच्चे आ जाएंगे पूछेंगे,
Correct.
how do you manage all of that? By keeping boundaries. So, and how do you keep boundaries? Is by maintaining your planner. When you have maintained your planner, when you have plotted your time, from this time to this time, I'm going to do this, and you have informed everyone, set the expectations, set the boundaries. So, women have to
Correct.
understand that you have to communicate to whether your boss, whether your family people, whether your friends, family, whoever, that this is my boundary, this is what I will do. You don't have to be a super mother or a super woman or a super mom. We all want to do that. We all get fascinated by doing that. Everyone comes and say ये कर लोगे, हाँ हाँ, we'll jump and say हाँ हाँ कर लेंगे. So you don't have to be a yes man or a yes woman all the time. Learn that if you want to prioritize yourself and your life and you want to become something tomorrow, you have these 24 hours. Make best use of your 24 hours, because once that is gone, you will not get that back. So for me, planning, prioritizing, scheduling your day, and sticking to the boundaries is very important. I don't budge. If I've given this time to myself, I will spend that. I need to read also, no? How much content I create. If I don't read, how will I create content? If I
Correct.
don't do my courses, how will I teach other people? So all of that, if I don't prioritize my time and my life, no one else will do that. So the only
Hmm.
lesson or the only thing that I would want to say for every woman, whether housewife, whether self-employed, whether salaried, is that learn to prioritize your time. I do courses on this, particularly on how to manage time and how to, get things sorted. We did a 21. We do a lot of 21-day challenges and stuff like that. Only on this thing, that how you stick on to one thing for a time. And 21 days, क्यों? क्योंकि When you do something for 21 days, it becomes a habit, it becomes a part of
Right.
your DNA, right? So yeah, I specialize in that, and set goals for yourself. Keep smaller milestones for yourself. If you say I want to save 1 lakh rupees by the end of the year, don't just say I want to save 1 lakh by the end of the year. What is your monthly saving then going to be? Look at that, track it. Do a
Milestones.
performance review for your own self, keep an accountability partner. So there are multiple things you can do, but just saying that I don't have time, I will say that is the biggest excuse I have heard in my life. And that's the most
Right.
silliest excuse, because
Right.
everyone has time. If one person can do 10 things in 24 hours, what is stopping you to do those two things also?
Correct.
It is just sheer, comfort zone. कौन करेगा? Like that. ठीक है ना,
सब
it's
अपने
okay.
कंफर्ट जोन में रहना चाहते हैं.
हाँ हाँ, सो कंफर्ट जोन से बाहर आइए. मेरा एक रिसेंट वीडियो भी मैंने बोला है, देयर इज नो ग्रोथ इन कंफर्ट जोन. कम आउट
Right.
टू ग्रो. If you're
Right.
sitting in that small shell of yours, you'll always be there, and the world will move ahead. The problem is the world is rapidly running. If you don't move ahead, people will go and you'll stand here only, and after 10 years you will come out of that cocoon of yours and say, oh my god, this is a new space, I don't know where I am. Everyone has
Right.
gone back. So yeah, it's very important to
Right.
learn to do all of those things, because
So what we will do is, ma'am, we will put everything, all your details and everything in our description, so that
yeah,
if people want to get in touch with you, they will they can directly contact you, or through us also they can contact you.
sure.
हम आपके 21 days challenge and your videos सारे link उसके अंदर डाल देंगे.
Ji.
And for viewers also, if you like our content, do like it and share it with someone who you think कि जिनको जरूरत है इस topic पे समझने के लिए. And ma'am, जाते जाते, if you just want to summarize in a one line for our viewers, what would be that?
For I, as a closing statement, I would say, a lot of things we've talked about financial freedom for women, but all I would say is, if you want to really do something, it is possible, and today is the best time. We are in a best era right now, where everything is accessible at our doorstep, inside our houses. Technology has become very, very prevalent and very, very strong. If you are able to adapt the technology and make it to your, take it to your benefit, nothing is stoppable. Nothing is going to stop you. You'll always be going ahead. And I would just say, look for, if you really are serious about growing, look for a mentor or a coach. That's very important. A lot of people don't understand the merits of that. Look for a mentor or coach, someone who has already done that, been there, done that. Just shamelessly copy what your coach has done, or shamelessly follow what your coach is saying. Trust me, you will land up somewhere good only. So that's my closing statement, Vikas.
Thank you so much, Swati ma'am, for your time. And I
Thank you so
hope
much.
सबने viewers ने अच्छे से learn किया होगा, and they will get in touch with you also. And
Thank
we will surely plan some other sessions also on finance with you for sure. Right,
All
ma'am?
right, thank you so much,
Thank you
Vikas.
so
Thank
much,
you for
ma'am.
having
Thank you
me.
for your time.
Thank you very much. Bye bye.